Hey guys, happy Thursday. I've been trying to upload a video for a couple of days, but we have Holy Week here in, well, everywhere. And here in Costa Rica, that's like a really big deal. It's like a party week, and people flock down to the beach towns to party on the beach. And when there's a lot of people, an influx of people, our Wi-Fi just goes. Hey guys, I'm trying to do a video here. Our Wi-Fi just goes crazy, so it's hard for us to catch a signal sometimes. I'm so thirsty. So I want to talk to you guys about kind of a personal topic, but I'm going to explain why it affects you. Now, when I was younger, before I got into training people, before I got into even competing and stuff, I used to think that, well, I had binge eating disorder. I had binge eating disorder, and I would stuff my face full of like copious amounts of food, and then I would go to the gym for hours to go and burn it off. And this is what I'm noticing in a lot of your check-ins. People are, well, I ate this, but I went to the gym and did extra cardio. Guys, hey, that's enough. Be nice. Thanks, Coco. Imagine if I was a mom. Okay. You want to come tell a story? Come tell a story about binge eating? All right. So this guy binge eats. He does not have a satiable tummy. This guy can eat, but he needs a little skinny boy. Anyway, so you cannot out-train a poor diet, and that's really cliche. And I'm going to explain to you why it stands, why it's true, and why you need to know these things so you can apply it to your psyche when it comes to eating off plan. Okay, you done now? You gonna be a good boy? Okay. So I'd go to the gym and I'd do a leg day, then I'd go and do crazy HIIT, and I'd go and do like an hour cardio, and I'm like, okay, I'm vindicated, I'm good. I burn those calories off. It doesn't work that way. What happens in the body? So when you consume, we're gonna say carbs because it's a lot more complex than just carbs. What happens in the body when you're eating carbs, when you're eating food? It triggers an insulin response in our body. Now, insulin is a hormone. It's a storage hormone. It's responsible for shuttling glycogen out of your bloodstream into your storage, into stores. So we, as humans, and everyone's different. Like my stores might be different than your stores. And someone who's like 4'2" and like 120 pounds with like very little muscle mass is going to store much less glycogen than someone who is like 6'2", 300 pounds. Come on, guys, 300 pounds and of muscle, you know what I mean? So what happens is you consume food, your insulin goes up a little bit. If you're eating bad foods, your insulin goes up a lot, and all the glycogen in your body is going to be quickly shuttled into the stores in your liver and in your muscles. So the average person, like I said, it varies. These dogs are distracting me. The average person carries about 100 grams of glycogen in their liver and about 500 grams glycogen in the muscles. And this is just like a number I'm putting out there. It's very different for everybody, right? Like I said, if you have more muscle, you're going to be storing more in your muscles. If you have less muscle, you're going to be storing less in your muscles. So you've got a 600 gram-ish, like just for conversation's sake, storage of glycogen. Now what happens when you eat a treat, like a cheat meal, or graze throughout the week, your glycogen stores are these dogs. I'm going to show you this. This is you're on camera. It's burrito time. He does this where he likes to just stop our work process to make us pay attention to him. Anyways, so when we fill these glycogen stores, the glycogen has nowhere else to go in our body but to be stored for later energy, which is the fat. Now, you guys know how hard it is to burn, like let's just say 300 calories on a piece of cardio equipment. Calorie reads on machines are complete bullshit. I'm just using this for conversation's sake, okay? So you guys know how hard it is to burn 300 calories. Okay. Now, let's just say you have an extra 100 calorie surplus that's in fat that you want to burn from a treat meal that you had. First, you're going to have to battle the glycogen stores that you have in your muscles. And then, only then, once that glycogen is depleted, you're switching over into the stores for emergencies, your fat stores. Now, to burn 100 calories off, you're probably gonna have to burn more like 600 calories just to get that 100 calories. This is like rough numbers, but this is what's going on in your body. Which is why you're gonna see pretty crazy depletion workouts before your treat meal, because I'm trying to deplete all the glycogen out of your muscles, and after a week of perfect dieting, they should be lower than they would be otherwise. So when you do a depletion workout, you're doing these HIIT workouts, you're doing these crazy leg days and so forth, you're actually going through a week-long process of depleting the glycogen stores and preparing yourself for that treat meal, which is going to spike your insulin, fill those glycogen stores, giving you energy, boosting your metabolism, and then giving you that satisfaction mentally of being able to have what you want. Now, let's just say you have your treat meal on Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, your glycogen stores are going to be slowly depleting because it's hard to deplete your muscles from glycogen, okay? It's a process. So let's just say we hit Tuesday and you decide you want to have an Oreo, or you want to have like a donut, or you want to have a glass of wine, even worse, alcohol. You are essentially stopping the depletion of those glycogen stores, and you're topping them up, and you're already going to be full from that treat meal, and you're going to be creating more fat, more energy for later. So you cannot outtrain a bad diet. It's like taking one step forward and 5 steps back every time you go off your plan, okay? Now, with the carb cycling, I know a lot of you guys are doing macro counting and so forth. We are playing with insulin levels as well, but we're doing a depletion, right, with low carbs, and then we're restoring the glycogen stores in our muscles so we can continue to build muscle and have energy, but we're using complex carbs. So if you're following the foods on the food substitution list, you're going to be having a much longer period of time for those carbs to be put into your muscles. The insulin response is much lower, which means you're going to be having a steadier source of energy without this rapid shuttling of glycogen into your muscles and fat stores, which is why we use complex carbohydrates for higher carb days. So that's a bit of science behind it. You guys, you get out what you put into this. Next time you want to reach for a cookie or something before your treat meal day, just realize that it's 1 step forward, 5 steps back. This is the process. It's not easy. If it was easy, you'd see a bunch of ripped, beautiful people walking around like everywhere you go. It's hard. Losing fat is hard. Especially as a woman, we want to store this fat because we are baby-making machines, and we need insulin, insulate our bodies to protect this baby. So it's just this biological baby-making machine. This biological disadvantage we have in fat burning that we need to just, gear up and just have a war against. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I think things that sound like they make sense in my head and I say it. It's just like my Russian brain takes over. It's like I think in Russian sometimes and most of the time. So when I try to articulate things, I kind of sound weird sometimes. But yeah. So that's why you can't outtrain a bad diet. Now, exercise bulimia, binging and purging, that's a whole different psychological issue, which a lot of you guys are facing. And I think for me, what helped me overcome it was understanding the whole process behind it, science-wise. Like when you know what's going on in your body, you can act accordingly. You'll know, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because I know this is going to happen. And the more you know, the stronger you are mentally to be able to battle these urges. So education is key, guys. If you are struggling with binging and purging by exercise is the exact same thing as purging through other means, then you need to do your research and figure out what's going on in your body. You need to do research to figure out what's going on in your body during these processes, and the more you understand, the better you're going to be able to adjust your behavior. Because ignorance is bliss, but ignorance also causes you to act in ignorant ways. So that's that. Okay, back to the smoke and mirrors contest. I know this is totally late, and I'm really sorry about that. Like I said, Wi-Fi's been kind of messed up here with the Holy Week, and then we were super behind on work because of the one day off we took. So it's been a bit of a catch up for us. Plus, we have a bunch of other stuff going on our plate as well. But enough apologizing. So I have everyone's name here of everyone who did a video or a post for the Smoke and Mirrors video and photo contest. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I am working on a social media campaign right now where I want to spread awareness of the Smoke and Mirrors because, I saw this girl in my gym and she was about 15 years old and she had her phone in her hand. And on her phone was a photo of some beautiful Instagram fitness model doing one of those weird contortion thingies. And she was looking in the mirror, pinching her fat and just trying to twist her body to look like, and I think all of us have that little girl in us. I think all of us have that body image where we look to these role models and we're kind of like, okay, what can I do to look like her? What can I do to, what is she doing different than me? And it kind of broke my heart. Like it really, really hit me on an emotional, deep level because I remember I was that little girl, and I ended up starting my entire fitness life, like my entire fit life, based around self-hatred and unacceptance. And I know a lot of women are the same. I could tell through the check-ins, I could tell through the hundreds of women that I work with that there's a lot of self-hating going on, and that's not cool. That's not cool. So I really wanted to spread the word about, smoke and mirrors and what's real, what's not, and what to expect of yourself. And it's cool to celebrate your gains. It's cool to celebrate your body and your results and stuff. But it's not cool to look at something that's not real and feel like shit because you don't look like that. So those of you guys who've submitted photos and videos who told me it's cool, I can share. Thank you. And I've reached out to everyone else who hasn't clarified that to me yet. Asking your permission. It's totally cool if you don't want to do it. I totally get it. This is a safe place for us. But I just think it'd be really cool to share. It's 100 voices is stronger than one voice. And, having 17, 15, 10 other girls say it besides me would be a lot louder than just me saying it. You know what I mean? So without further ado, 17 girls have done the challenge. I'm going to put their names into Matt's Sweaty Antihero Gym Cap. And there goes Steph Henry. There goes Nicole Foster. And I can just keep on doing. I have all the names in Matt's Sweaty Hat. And I'm going to pull out the winner of our Smoke and Mirrors Challenge, the girls' version. And without further ado, I can't see. This person is winning a $50 Amazon gift card. Yeah. Joanna Bursa. Woohoo! So Joanna, I'm going to be emailing you an Amazon gift card, and thank you for sharing your photos. Everyone, thank you for sharing your Smoke and Mirrors. Happy Thursday, and don't know what he's doing. The T-Rex walk. Happy Thursday, and if your gym is open, go have a workout for me. I'm stuck doing jump rope and some home stuff for the next 4 days because Costa Rica's closed for the next until Tuesday. Forever.